Craig, first of all, welcome to Marbella, Spain. What brings you to Spain for this last stretch of the trip? Do you have any checklist items you're trying to knock off or anything like that?
Well, we get to see everyone play tomorrow, which is the biggest thing. Instead of just having 45 minutes, or it'll be nice tomorrow to have a couple of 90-minute games and be able to watch everyone get a good run out. So, made sense to come over, and there's a few other things trying to take care of on the back end of this one when the team goes home.
What is preseason like from a general manager's point of view, as opposed to, I guess you don't really work in a season, you're always on, but what does the preseason sort of time frame look like for you?
I mean, look, every year is different. This year is really about cohesion and seeing how the group molds together, and also how the new guys add in. It's nice to see the staff. It's good to hear all the feedback. Players are getting along really well. The staff likes the group, and obviously the work rate and the workloads are phenomenal. Everything we're getting back from analytics and is just, the metrics are ridiculous right now in terms of the outputs from this group. And so that's been a focal point, is trying to get a little younger, a little more fun for the staff per se, in terms of training and getting a little more out of it.
I assume you're in pretty constant communication with everyone on the team side staff, even when you were back in Seattle before coming here.
Turns out that's a big part of it, is chatting with these guys. So we've chatted quite a bit, and I get constant updates, and coming over is nice. Then we don't have to sit on the phone and talk about practices that I wasn't at and all that good stuff. But group's good. Staff's happy with the group, and so we'll see how tomorrow goes, but excited to watch.
And you've been able to watch a couple of our friendlies from back in Seattle. What have you seen from the team? I know you're not a coach, but what have you seen from the team from your perspective that you've liked?
Well, a lot of combination play in the attacking half of the field. Obviously, we've been shifting formation. We've been playing around with a couple different things, and so looking at and analyzing and just enjoying where the possession's happening, and some of the buildup and some of the combinations are different spaces than we've used in years past over the last couple of years, if not several. So that's been really enjoyable. But watching the combinations develop, and again tomorrow with Jesus getting a few more minutes, with Rothrock being reintroduced to significant minutes, it's going to be nice.
Questions on a couple of players that you had major parts of bringing in. Obviously, down season for Pedro last year, dealing with injuries for a lot of it. Yep. Has gotten off to a pretty flying start here in preseason. What have you liked from him, and what do you think he's capable of this year?
Well, I mean, goals are obviously great. They make the biggest difference, but some of his combination play has been really fun to watch. Combine that, it's almost like, we signed Pedro last year, but we're resetting that one. Because we didn't even get to 1,000 minutes with him last year. So it's a big year. It's a big year for us to figure him out. It's a big year for him to make sure he's part of it. And then you add in Jesus and Paul and a couple other guys, and Kim will join us in a little bit. But it's almost like adding a new old piece, in the sense of he's been here, but we didn't get the best out of him, and he didn't get the best out of us.
And obviously you mentioned Jesus Ferreira, kind of our big acquisition of the offseason. Coming over from Dallas in that trade. What was it about him that you really liked and made you want to seek him out?
Well, I mean, I've addressed it a million times in every interview, which is, we've been a top 5 team in the league from a point standing the last couple of years, and the best defensive team. We have not been the best offensive production team, and so going out and getting a proven goal scorer in the league, it's not always possible, but when it comes up, we were interested really quickly when we knew we could get him.
And Paul Arriola, obviously, kind of coming over from Dallas as well, but more experienced in the league. What kind of about him did you like bringing over, sort of like the depth piece to fill out the roster?
Look, Paul's a channel player, so channel can be anything from the back to the front, and he can play wide on either side in almost every position pretty comfortably. Along with that, what we knew about Paul, just, when you have a career like his, everyone knows him and everyone knows he's a great guy. So we knew the fit was going to work as well with what we're trying to do and what we're trying to provide our group and our fans and our coaches. I mean, it was pretty immediate, and it was pretty easy and seamless.
And speaking about Jesus and Paul Arriola specifically, what have you seen from their time in the friendlies that you've liked? I know Jesus hasn't gotten a large run of play, but scored a goal and had an assist in the friendly he played in.
I mean, look, we've seen what we thought we'd see, which is 2 guys that know the league, that knew our team, that know how to come in and join in and not overdo it. Both of them are just going to come in and do their job. And in our group, that's an excellent asset to add in. I think their ability and maturity to come in and not overplay, if you will, and the group's willingness to bring them in and get them joined in and up to speed really quick with our group has been awesome.
And you sort of addressed it here, but what in tomorrow's two friendlies, what are you looking for from a general manager's perspective?
I mean, yeah, I can go through a bunch of cliches and catchphrases, but the truth is I'm just looking to see who's playing well and who's comfortable. And there's always question marks as to, as we're manipulating formation, are we possessing in the right parts of the field? Are we getting what we think we're getting out of it, or are we making it up trying to justify it? So tomorrow, the staff and I will evaluate how honest we're being with ourselves, truthfully.
And finally, obviously making the Western Conference Final last year, coming within one goal of potentially hosting an MLS Cup. By all accounts, we've made some moves to make the team better. So what are sort of your goals going into 2025? I assume they're pretty lofty.
Yeah. Look, we've challenged the group to get better, and we have a really nice unit. It's a fickle league, but I think this group's built for durability, for longevity, and frankly, consistency. And I think where that matters most is as we go into the end of the year, Brian and the staff have been excellent over time at making sure the team peaks at the right time. So, hey, sky's the limit, and we're not done adding. We've still got room to do it this year, and we'll just keep making the team. We'll just keep presenting problems for the staff to make decisions is the goal.